It's a good morning. How's everybody doing? If you're finding me for the first time, my name is Penny. I come here 5 to 6 days a week. My goal is to inspire you and to encourage you. I hope through my talk where you're driven to do certain things, because now you know the fact that you're here for a season. You have to make your journey as comfortable as possible by listening in and learning. So the network is still bad, but we're going to try and continue talking. So get back to where we used to be before we started the May Mental Health Awareness Month, and we are getting back to where we are talking about gratitude. It's the day. The network is so bad. I keep disappearing. It's the day we come to have gratitude. So we've spoken about gratitude several times, and we do that every Wednesday as a friendly reminder to remind people. Today's off. I think the network is so bad. Let's hope this is going to work. Some days are good, some days they're just bad. So, as I was saying, on Wednesdays we come here to remind each other, the value and the importance of having gratitude. So if you've been following me for quite some time, 2 days can't go by before I talk about my father. I always talk about my father, or sometimes I do it every day, every week. Because my father is the reason I am who I am today. And I speak about my father because the first time I ever felt grateful, I was 19 years old. I had come to America and I arrived here during the winter, and it was so cold. And for the first time, I found myself miles away from my parents, and I was under my two brothers. It took me, I think, 2 months to realize what had happened. It took me 2 months to know that I have been provided for my whole life. It took me 2 months to know that my parents were no longer going to provide for me. It took me 2 months to know that I've been living a free life. For some reason, it never occurred to me as I was growing up that I had everything from my parents. And it didn't occur to me that they were paying all these bills for me to be able to have food, for me to be able to go to school without fail. It took a while for that to register. And unfortunately, mine registered at 19 years old. So the first thing I did, I wrote a letter to my father, a letter that I still have, because my father kept all my letters, and when I married my husband, he gave away all the letters that I had written to him. I'm working on putting them in a book, his letters to me and my letters to him. And I wrote to my father and I told him, Dad, I'm so sorry. And I didn't realize how ungrateful I was. And at the same time, I told him, I didn't know what you were doing for me, or I didn't know how you and Mom have worked so hard to give me what you have given me. Am I clear? Kimto, please tell me if I'm clear. I went to boarding school when I was in like 6th grade. That's around 10, 11 years old. So to even add to that, I quickly realized that I was privileged to be sent to a boarding school at a young age so I can do well in my life. So I was grateful because now at that point, I found myself in a foreign land. Please say something so I know I'm clear, because this network is not good. I found myself in a foreign land, and I was tasked to take myself to. Yeah, this network is on fire. My father was not going to pay for my room and board. He was not going to pay for my school fees. He was not going to pay for my food. Literally, I found myself on my own at 19 years old. I was living with my brother, but my brother... Let's try this area. My goodness, this network is not really helping. So my brother welcomed me and told me, welcome to America. It is the country that you wanted so bad, my younger brother. And he said, you know, life in America is not easy. And he told me, moving forward, you're going to be on your own. So at 19 years old, I found myself alone and tasked with responsibilities from my brother. He told me, you're going to go to school during the day and you're going to work at night. And when you are going to get paid, you're going to pay your school fees first. But I also need you to pay rent in this house. I also need you to pay for food in this house and cleaning supplies. He gave me a rundown, which I'm always very grateful. And he took me to a school to take a certificate class so I could be able to get a job that was going to allow me to work at night and go to school in the morning. So I got the class. It was the most difficult class because the American accent was so hard for me. But I pushed through the class. I passed the class. It's called Home Health Aid Certification. So that's the job that you are companion to old people at night, and then in the morning you go to school, or you can do it during the day. But in this case, I was going to work at night and be a companion and go to school in the morning. So as I was thinking, and that's now the first time I really started being grateful. I just wanted to say that to tell you that there's a time you're going to really wake up and say that, you know what, really, I need to be grateful. The whole time, as I was growing up, I never found myself thinking I need to be grateful. So I started being grateful. I wrote letters to my father. Every now and then, I would go to the shop and buy him cards. I just was so grateful. I quickly realized how my father had changed my life. A lot of us, we don't even wake up to that. We don't get a chance. Your parents die, and the people that helped you along the way die, and you don't get a chance to be grateful for what they did for you. So a lot of us are delayed. Some of us have not even woken up to be grateful. So at 19 years old, I learned to have gratitude. And let me tell you what gratitude will do to you, okay? You're going to be healthy because you know what you're going to have a clear mind. You're going to be grateful to the people, especially with the parents, people that helped you along the way, or whoever helped to raise you. That is like the beginning of everything. I started with my father because he is the first person that made my life easier for me to be here. When you are grateful, you gain power. You get power. You feel great because you've actually told someone, if it wasn't for you, I would not be here. And that's going to help you have a good relationship with those people that you're telling thank you. And for me, it was my parents. Having gratitude is going to help you improve your self-esteem. You're going to feel good about yourself because now you've known how to tell people that thank you, you're the reason I'm here. We shy away from crediting people for our success. We shy away from telling people that, had you not done this for me, I could have not been here. We feel embarrassed. When you have gratitude, you end up caring for yourself more because you know you're also going to bless another person. So you live with intention. You live with self-care. You live with consciousness and awareness that you know what you are blessing to another person. So you'll be more alert, because now for me, once I started being grateful for my father, my children can look at me right now and tell me, Mom, we are at Greatfull. But I taught them, I said, you have to be grateful. When you're grateful, you sleep in peace. You're not worried about, oh, I should have said, I wish I had, because you know you are grateful for the people who helped you along the way. Having gratitude will help you go to bed at night. You're not thinking. You're not wishing you said something. You're not saying, oh, I don't want to see Penny because, you know, she helped me. Now we are not friends. I don't want to see her anymore. You're not avoiding me. You're not avoiding those people that you don't want to see because it gives you anxiety. When you're not grateful, people who have helped you along the way, you will get anxious when you see them. You don't know. Your heart starts beating fast. You start wondering like, oh my God, what is she going to say? Especially for me, Doreen, good morning. The people that I hosted, when they see me, I see them because I study body language. Some of them just go into panic mode because I'm looking at them like, really, we are communicating by body language. These people never came around to be grateful. They've never woken up that I allow them in my space. Even when I had the children, something I'll not do now. Some of the people I hosted in my house came to my house when I was raising children, something that sometimes I regret because I don't want people in my house with my children. Some of these people turn around and rape your children in your own house. Did you guys know that? I have a family that moved here and they were hosted, and the children of that house raped their daughter. They never say thank you. Mo, how are you? Thank you so much. I love your support. When you're grateful, you have better friendships because you know what? You're telling people that thank you, Doreen. Thank you for bringing me to that conference. I'll call you and say thank you. Mary, thank you so much for being there when I was in my crisis. I have been in crisis literally going to 6 months now. If you're my friend, you know I have crisis. My mom is in the hospital. My mom came from Kenya straight to the emergency room. My mom fell and she has a fractured bone. I'm in crisis now for I don't know how long I'm going to be in crisis. If you're my friend, you know you're going to check on my mom. Not checking on my mom is not going to heal her quickly. Checking to ask me is not going to do anything big, but I'm going to know that I have a support system. You have to be grateful. Host from a distance, Doreen, even you right now who has a daughter who is in her teens, don't bring men to your house. Totally not acceptable. Stop this business. Even me, I did it. The people that had children were my siblings, but it's not something that I would do. Like your neighbors, I don't know who. No. I'm better off paying rent in a house for someone or adding $200-300 to a family, and I keep them there than bringing them into my space. Because when they come into your space, they are all in your business, and now you're becoming their enemy. Like for me, not just for me, I have so many expectations on myself. So I was putting those expectations on my host. If you're in my house, we are waking up. There's no sleeping late. The noise is up and about because I'm raising children. If you're in my house, we are cooking fresh food. If you're in my house, we are using fresh towels. We use 2 towels a day. You're getting up. If you can't deal, you move out. If you're in my house and we are gardening, you are coming to the garden. I was setting those expectations on my people that I was hosting. You don't like it, you move. But these people are never grateful because they think you are too hard on them. And people that you help, meaning now like my father, the reason why I didn't like maybe feel like I needed to be grateful or I never thought about being grateful, because he was hard on us. Your parents are hard on you, so you don't even have a chance to say thank you. Your host is going to be hard on you because they're feeding you. So learn to have gratitude because you're going to have some good night's sleep. Be grateful for people who have helped you along the way. I tell women all the time, and I tell men all the time, women, you are not a mother. If you think your job, your first priority is being a mom, you are not a mother without a sperm donor. There was no way you're going to make a child without a sperm. That man that you look down on gave you that sperm. Men, that woman that you don't like anymore, she agreed to carry your child for 9 months. Your children are not fast. That's a lie. If you're still married. If you're married, your husband comes first. Because you know what? The kids, once they go to college, they are gone. Your husband comes first. If your husband abandons you and finds another woman, your children come first. Those roles have to stay in their place. There's nothing that my kids come first. You met a man, you had no eggs to fertilize yourself. You had no sperm to fertilize yourself. You had nobody to carry the children for you. Stop the nonsense of thinking that you love your children more than your husband. That narrative, yes, it can change. Your husband can leave you. Fine, he has not left. For now, he's first priority. Because when those kids leave that house, you're remaining with that husband. Be grateful for your husband. Be grateful for your wife. Let's get to where we are going. How are we going to do that? Take your piece of paper and pen. That's when you need your pen. Set a date to call the people that have helped you along the way. Write it down. Set the date. Know that tomorrow I'm going to call so-and-so. Call your parents. Write to your parents. I have tons and tons of letters. My father has been dead almost 16 years now. I have letters to my father. I can't wait to put them in a book so my kids can read. I started writing to my father when I couldn't even write proper English. I was struggling, but I wanted to talk to my father. I have all this information. Set a date. Keep a journal. Reflect on your life. Keep a journal and write it down. Look where you've come from. You did not get yourself where you are by yourself. There is nobody who builds themselves by themselves. Somebody had to help you along the way. Come to your senses. I came to my senses of gratitude when I was 19 years old. Is when I learned to be grateful. And I started with my parents because I did not realize how much they had helped me. I practiced gratitude after that. Come to your senses. Be grateful for your spouse. Be grateful for your children. Be grateful for your job. Be grateful for those people who helped you along the way. Come to your senses, because you know what? You might not have come to your senses because you'll be grateful to the person that hosted you. If your siblings had gratitude, siblings are the most dangerous people on planet Earth. Your brothers and your sister. Those are the worst people. I don't know what happened, or it's been like that from Cain and Abel. Your siblings are the most dangerous people. Because you know what? They have no gratitude. No matter what you do to them, no matter how you help them and their children and their grandchildren, they will never be grateful. Use your visual reminder. Once you've written everything down, remind yourself while you're going about your day to be grateful. Watch what you say to the people that have helped you along the way. Remember, somebody helped you along the way. Watch your words. Choose your words. Some of the people that I helped, they thought I was too controlling. You're in my house. I finished school. I graduated. I put that diploma in the safe and I started hustling. I went on the street to hustle. I got an apartment, my first apartment in 1997. Actually, 1996. I was sharing with someone. It's my house, my rules. Now you come to my house. I have a home because I have self-discipline. And there are rules in my home. There's an operating system in my house. You're not just going to come to my house and do what you want, including my children. It's my home, it's my residency. And you come there, you want to sleep all day. You don't sleep all day. You want to come to my house and say we are making noise. Go get your own house. You want to come to my house, you don't want to do laundry. We do laundry here. There is a wash and dryer. Do laundry. You want to come to my house, you don't want to go and cut the vegetables and cook. You have to cook here. And those rules apply to my children. I have standards of operation. And when they leave to go to their own house, when they get to their own house, they are going to, maybe that's when they are going to start having gratitude. But I think we are raising children in a different time, that we are teaching them how to have gratitude. My parents really didn't have time to teach us. They thought going to school was so important, so they paid our school fees. So anything that I know, I learned through school. Because I went to boarding school at 10 years old. So I know a lot from being in boarding school. And that was okay. So meaning, if they did not give the services, they paid for me to get the services. And that what makes me penny. Because I was put in a situation where I was able to learn. And more power to my mom and dad. They put me in that position. Now my children, I had to work at night and go to school in the morning. Now our children sleep through the night. I try to tell them, you're so lucky. Sometimes they don't even understand. You're so lucky that we are paying for your school fees and you're studying. You just need to read. We are giving you free food, free room and board. And every now and then, during Christmas time, I buy them nice polo shirts or nice handbag for my daughter. I buy them gifts. I wasn't getting all that. I just was striving to do better than my parents. And again, they still feel deprived because you know what? They are first generation immigrant children. But later, they're going to be grateful. And sometimes they will come and tell me, Mom, thank you for paying for my fees. Because some of these kids, their parents left them high and dry. I paid for myself. I didn't have that help here. And now I'm helping them. So we are teaching our children to have gratitude. If nobody ever taught you, you need to wake up one day and this is the day. Wake up and be grateful. You're going to have such an amazing life. And remember, the secret to life. There is a big secret to this life. What you give is what you get. I'm 50 years old, feeling great. I always feel great. I feel great and I give greatness and I receive greatness. The secret of life is what you give and is what you get. After you discover the secret, remember you have the magic to turn negativity into positivity. Out of my father's children, we are 21 children. We did not turn out the same. Out of my mother's children, we are 8 children. We did not turn out the same. Remember, you have the magic to turn your bad situation into a good situation. You just need 5 to 10 seconds to decide. And finally, remember the power is in your hands. You have that power to direct yourself to where you are going to, where you want to go. And that's why I come here to inspire you. I hope you listened. I hope you learned. And I hope you're going to get something out of this conversation that is going to give you knowledge. So that way you can live a life with purpose. Because this life is a journey. Whether you like it or not, we are here for a season. If you live a life without purpose, you're going to have misery all the time. And remember, life is what you make it. Nobody will make it for you. Thank you for watching. Share this video and please go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'm always so grateful for all of you who've been faithfully following me. I am not without you guys. My Facebook family, my Facebook community, thank you so much. I appreciate. If you've not liked my page, please go to my page and like my page. Have a lovely week.